Welcome guys, today I'll be going back a little bit to the roots of my YouTube channel. If you visit my channel, if you go to all my videos and if you scroll down, the first video you'll see is the video about piston soaking in BMW with m54 engine. That was my first video on YouTube about piston soak and how it performed. That was a while ago, before I rebuilt my m54 engine, and after like I think 3 years now, more than 3 years, I can tell you, in the long term, piston soak won't help you at all. It might change some things in your engine, especially for people who don't have a big problem with oil consumption. If the oil consumption is quite small, it might help a little bit, but eventually, sooner or later, this situation will come back, because worn piston rings will allow oil to be burned again and cause some kind of buildup or something. When I stripped down my M54, I haven't seen any buildup, nothing like dramatic or something. Maybe because I did the piston soak before a few times, I don't know. But I don't think there will be a big carbon buildup on the rings, which will be causing the oil consumption, or the low tension rings, which I already explained on my channel. They are not the cause of the oil burning. Most of the cars today have low tension rings. Doesn't matter if it's 3-liter version of that car, of this engine, or 2.5 or 2.2, it doesn't matter. They all burn oil because they have badly designed rings, and that's the truth. So as soon as I'm gonna post this video, as soon as you're gonna watch this video, you won't see the first video on my channel, which was based on my first experience with soaking. So now, if you're watching this video, the other will be deleted, so it won't put you in the confusion. I will explain you why piston soak not gonna work, or it will work but it's useless in long term, because this situation will come back eventually, and you will actually just lose your time and lose your money on buying some special forum chemicals. Why I'm talking about this, because when I did the piston soak and people was actually enthusiastic about this, me as well, I thought that's gonna somehow fix the problem. Maybe a month later, I saw a video recommending some specially designed fluids for that. So guys, that's how forum works. So that's why I left the forum. Some people asking why you was banned on the e46 fanatics. I wasn't banned, I request to be removed. That's why. So today I'm gonna be doing piston soak with the stuff very common in UK, because I live in UK. I picked one from the shelf, and I'm gonna show you today if this thing can do anything. Why I'm showing this, if I said piston soak doesn't work at all? Because there are probably still many people who gonna do it anyway. And sometimes it's just like, I'm not saying now for BMW with worn piston rings. Sometimes you want to do it because there was something different, like different issue. Maybe there was a worn valve stem seal, and after you replace that, the piston, it doesn't look great. You wanna clean it, or the car wasn't running for a long time, like a few years, maybe a few months, few years, Usually few years, if I look on the videos, like guy come into a car, oh, first startup after 10 years, he just pour some fuel, he doesn't even probably change the oil, and fresh battery, and he's cranking the engine like crazy. That's not how you want to do it. You want to soak the pistons, you want to check the bores. If you have a camera, bore camera, that will be the best to check the bores if there's no rust or damage. Otherwise, if there's like damage or rust, you don't want to crank this engine because it's crap. If you want to put life in this car, you want to take the engine apart first. You don't want to do things like you see on the YouTube videos. So if the car is fine and you think it's maybe good to free up those piston rings, you might use some have like fluid, like naphtha or something thicker, like not fuel but something like maybe WD-40 will be fine. So today I'm gonna show you what I picked from the shelf. Most common thing, it's not piston soak design fluid, it's just engine flush. Yes, STP engine flush, removes harmful sludge and deposits, petrol and diesel. So I got two, well, dirty pistons and one clean, which I did by hand. That took me about an hour to clean it by hand. There's no much deposit, but there's some like a build-up around. Piston rings, they don't feel like they want to move freely, but they're not bad. Some deposits on top, as we can see. So I'm gonna soak them for 1 hour. You're supposed to pour it into your oil, whole bottle, and run it for usually 15 minutes idle. And of course, remember, you have to do it every oil change. Now, one thing, guys, I know you read many stories about how these stuff are great, engine flush, how great it is to do it. I don't recommend doing any engine flushes, because especially if someone is suspecting or actually knows, he opened the valve cover and he see like crazy amount of sludge or some kind of carbon buildup, and he thinks when he gonna pour that will clean his engine. You don't want to do it, because even if this stuff is great and it will actually loosen up all that crap, you will damage your engine as soon as you're gonna hit the start button or turn on the key, because all that crap gonna go to your system and it will end up on the bearings, bearing caps, camshafts, everything, and you shouldn't be doing this. All old school mechanics will tell you that don't do engine flushes. If you have a serious sludge or serious carbon buildup on the engine, sorry, but you have to do it manually. You have to take all the parts out and clean it, especially the cylinder heads, because the sludge and buildup will always be on top. So I don't recommend any engine flushes. And I think I'm gonna remove the clips, so I'm gonna take the connecting rod off. So maybe I might fit two. Yeah, I'm gonna put two in. After I'm gonna remove the clips to remove the wrist. Pouring the stuff in. Smells like part cleaner, which I bought before. Different make for 5 liters. But So welcome back after an hour, and as you can see the fluid is dark, almost black. So actually this thing actually did something, and I can see what's ever left is coming off like easier if after like rubbing with your finger. You can see the stuff is coming out. So yeah, it did something. It's not perfect, but you can see with my fingernail it's coming off quite easy. Maybe not the hard bits, but yeah, the color tells the story, right? So would I recommend STP engine flash as an engine flash? No. Why are you saying, look how good it did? Well, it did here, but imagine two pistons with actually no carbon buildup at all, and some other parts you got sludge buildup. So even if this stuff was great, remember you diluting this with your oil, so 6.5 liters of oil and 450 milliliters of this, plus you're running only 15 minutes. That was here submerged for an hour. So if you're running this only for 15 minutes with your oil, you're probably not gonna do much. Even if it did a lot, if that was the best engine flush in the world, it will loosen up all that crap, and that crap will be circulating in your oil system, and that will damage your bearings, like I said before. Would I recommend this as a piston soak? No. Why are you saying, look how good it did? Well, yeah, it did maybe good, but like I said, this stuff smells exactly the same as I did my first piston soak with the first video with simple parts cleaner for 15 pounds for 5 liters. And I think that other stuff did actually better than that. So this is just too expensive, so I don't recommend this as well. Like I said guys, elbow grease and your brain, that's the best solution for carbon buildup. Don't waste your money. See you later.